So the first two questions are actually pertaining to the topic of fluid mechanics, and this is a very simple question. Two direct formula based questions are there. Water is flowing through two horizontal pipes of different diameters which are connected together just like this. Diameters are given. This is 3 centimeter. Mind you, it is the diameter, not the radius. Speed of water in the first one is actually 4 meter per second, and the pressure is 2 into 10 raised to the power 4 Pascal here, and we are supposed to find out the first question, speed of water in the wider pipe. Here what is the speed? I will be simply using the equation area multiplied by velocity 1 is equal to area multiplied by velocity 2. So this is the equation of continuity. It is a direct equation now. Point is, what is area over here? It is pi d square by 4. Fine. So this is pi multiplied by 3 3s are 9 divided by 4 multiplied by velocity 1 is equal to pi multiplied by 36 divided by 4 multiplied by velocity. This has to be found out. The point to remember here is I am not going to convert 3 centimeter and 6 centimeter into meters. If I start converting that, I will have a conversion factor over here. I will have the same conversion factor over here. It will get cancelled off. Okay, that conversion factor will also get cancelled off. I don't have to go for so much of worrying about conversion of units. It's a direct equation. See, so V is equal to, this is cancelled off 1 meter per second. That is the answer. So for question number 1, my answer will be option 3. Right? Now in the second question, in the question number 1, the pressure of the water in the wider pipe is, see, pressure of the water in the wider pipe. So this calls for the usage of Bernoulli's equation, right? So what is Bernoulli's equation? P plus half rho V square plus rho GH is a constant. Now how much should I use from this? Here the height of all these structures, they are in the same horizontal level. So I am not going to consider this particular part. I am only going to consider this part. Okay, so if I consider this narrow area, the pressure in the narrow area is given to be 2 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 4 Pascal plus half multiplied by rho of water is 10 raised to 3. Now what is the velocity here? 4 4 is 16, isn't it? Is equal to the pressure at the wider pipe. I don't know that. I am taking it as P plus half multiplied by 10 raised to the power 3 multiplied by yes, velocity is actually 1 square. Okay, yeah, velocity at the wider pipe is equal to 1 meter per second. So that has to be used over here. Now it's a matter of simple calculation. What I will be doing is that I will first cancel this as 8. Now everywhere I am going to divide by 10 raised to the power 3. So this is 10 raised to the power 3. This will get cancelled off and this will be this. So this is 20 plus 8 is 28. Okay, right. Now what happens is this is 28 minus of half. Okay, 28 minus of half is equal to P into 10 raised to the power minus 3. So that simply means that here this is 27.5. So I will just go into the next part of this. Yeah, I have plenty of space over here now. So this will be 27.5 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 3 is equal to P. Or I can say, as it is given in the options, 2.75 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 4 Pascal. That is the unit. So obviously for this question, I will be marking option 2 as the correct answer. Okay, so let's proceed to the next question now. Two thin discs, each of mass m and radius r meter, are attached as shown in the figure. So this is how they are attached to form a rigid body. The rotational inertia of the body about an axis perpendicular to the plane of disc B and passing through the center. So this is the axis. Axis is passing through the center perpendicular to the plane of B, obviously. So what is the moment of inertia? That is the question. Okay, so here moment of inertia of the B, moment of inertia of disc B about an axis passing through the center perpendicular to its plane is obviously mr square divided by 2. We all know that, isn't it? Yes. Now this has to be considered over here. The moment of inertia of disc A, which is through an axis passing through the center of A perpendicular to the plane of A, is obviously mr square by 2. But we are supposed to find out the moment of inertia along this axis. So I am going to transpose the moment of inertia of A along this axis to this axis. So that will be using parallel axis theorem, that is m multiplied by this distance is r, this is also r, this is 2r the whole square. So this will be mr square plus of 4 mr square So that will give me 5mr square. So the correct answer for this question is option 4th. A simple question, but yes, yeah, a normal routine kind of a question from the topic of rotational dynamics. Let's go to the 4th question now. So guys, this is the 4th question, and yes, this question is again from the topic of rotational motion, but this time a question on rolling motion has been asked here. Now, one thing to note here is that this is very important. Never ever miss this question if that comes in the exam, because this is a very standard question, and yes, it is very much obvious that these kind of questions will be asked to you in the practice test. Now please make a note of this. This is a very important question. An inclined plane makes an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal, just like as I have made a representation over here. A solid sphere rolling down this inclined plane from rest without slipping, so this is rolling without slipping, okay, has a linear acceleration equal to, so in this condition of rolling without slipping, let's make the free body diagram. So this is mg sine theta, where theta is equal to 30 degree. Yeah, the component of weight acting along the inclined plane is mg sine theta. Now what is this here? This is your friction. So the friction is always opposing relative motion. So this friction is against this particular motion in that particular upward direction. Right? So let's actually start writing the equations now. Okay. Yes, I am considering the linear motion first of all. So this is mg sine theta minus of f is equal to m multiplied by a. Let us say that this particular body is accelerating downward with an acceleration of a. Okay, since it is rolling without slipping, I can write a is equal to r alpha, or alpha is equal to a by r. Now the next point is, see, this friction is actually acting along this point, but yes, it is actually providing a torque in about this particular center. I mean the center of the sphere. The friction is producing a torque over the center of the sphere. The friction is producing a torque across the center of the sphere, right? So that will be r cross f, but the angle between r and f is 90 degrees. So obviously I can write f multiplied by r is equal to I alpha, where I is equal to 2 by 5 mr square, since it is a sphere, multiplied by alpha, where alpha can be written as a by r, since it is rolling without slipping. Okay, so that simply means I can simply cancel these things off, and so I will get the value of friction, that is 2 by 5 m multiplied by a. Okay, so I am going to plug in this value over this equation. So that will be mg sine theta, sine 30 is 1 by 2, so that will be mg divided by 2. This is equal to m is here, isn't it? I will take it as capital M. ma plus of 2 by 5 ma. So that will be 2 by 5 plus of 1 multiplied by ma. So that is obviously these two things will get cancelled off. A is equal to, this is g by 2, okay, this is 5 plus 2 is 7 by 5 multiplied by 5 by 7. So obviously this is 5g by 14. So this is a good question, a standard routine kind of question. Never get this wrong in the exam. Okay, always consider this friction over there. Although it is not mentioned in the question, it is mandatory for you to take this particular friction over here. Okay, because as per the question it is said that it is rolling without slipping, so obviously there should be one force which is actually going to produce the torque in this kind of a case. Fine, there should be some cause for rotation. mg sine theta is acting across the center, along the center itself, so that cannot produce the torque. So obviously the answer for this question is option 4. Okay, never miss this question. Sometimes it can be asked as such in the exam. Okay, so this is a standard, very standard question, very important. Right, let's proceed to the next question now.